shadowy woods of the Pacific Northwest. A legend whispered among the locals told of a relentless creature known as Bigfoot. For years he roamed the forest, unseen but always present, his enormous footprints often found near the edges of small towns. But there was one name that echoed in his mind: Clara. Clara was a young woman who had grown up near the woods, often venturing into the trees to escape the confines of her daily life. She was adventurous, with a spirit that seemed to call out to the wild. Bigfoot, a solitary being, watched her from afar, captivated by her laughter and grace. He had seen her camping with friends, wandering alone, and each time she entered the forest, his curiosity deepened into an unexplainable connection. Years passed and Clara moved away, but Bigfoot's interest never waned. He followed her from a distance, through the seasons, through her changes. Whenever she returned for a visit, he would be there, a shadow among the trees, just beyond her sight. Despite the years, he never approached her, held back by an instinct to understand. As Clara grew older, she settled down, built a life, and started a family. But the woods remained a part of her, a calling she couldn't resist. Every summer, she returned to the forest, sharing its beauty with her children. Bigfoot watched them all, feeling an ache he couldn't express. His longing transformed into a determination that began to consume him. One day, during a family camping trip, Clara wandered off to gather wildflowers, her children playing by the river. Bigfoot, driven by an impulse he could no longer suppress, moved closer. The air was thick with anticipation, and as Clara knelt to pick a flower, she suddenly felt a presence. A shiver ran down her spine, but when she turned, there was only silence. Bigfoot stepped into the clearing, finally revealing himself. Towering and majestic, he stood before Clara, a creature of legends, his eyes filled with a strange mix of longing and fear. Clara gasped, frozen in disbelief, recognizing the tales she had heard all her life. But rather than terror, she felt a deep connection, as if she were seeing a part of the forest itself. For a moment, time suspended. Bigfoot took a tentative step forward, and Clara, heart racing, remained still. She saw the gentle curiosity in his eyes, a yearning for companionship. It was a bond forged in years of silent admiration. Then, just as quickly, she took a step back, the reality of her life flooding in. She had a family, responsibilities, and dreams that belonged to the world of men. Bigfoot sensed her hesitation, and though he wanted to reach out, he understood. With a heavy heart, he retreated into the shadows, leaving Clara with a memory that would haunt her dreams. Years later, Clara would tell her children about the creature in the woods, about the day she met Bigfoot. They would laugh and roll their eyes, but Clara knew the truth. The forest held secrets, and sometimes those secrets held a love that transcended understanding. Bigfoot continued to watch over Clara from a distance, a guardian of the woods. Though they were worlds apart, their paths had crossed in a moment that neither would forget. And even as the years went by, he remained in the shadows, a silent protector, always waiting for the day she would return to the forest again.